Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia, opening in on our beloved Club Vision screen. As you can see, not much has changed since the last time we were together, which was the video that I just uploaded a few moments ago, the winter transfer window update. We have, in fact, improved our training facilities. I think that was probably in the last video. We handled our transfer, so let's go look at how we've been doing. The answer is pretty good. We are up to 7th in the league. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a gap. I mean, Bilbao is right there with us, and we are 5 points back of Real Sociedad and 6 points back of Sevilla. And Real Sociedad also has a game in hand. So, yeah. We had our game against Valencia, and our first game against Valencia. And it was at their place, and it was a 2-2 draw. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. It's a road game. It's a draw. Just put it on our shelves for the home leg. And nothing. Nothing into nothing. Carry the nothing. Nothing. It was not good. Really, we controlled the game. We just couldn't score at all. And Divock Origi, who I am, again, sure I'm mispronouncing his name, and I'm sure all my listeners know who he is, given he has spent a considerable amount of time at Liverpool. He is a bane of my existence. He scores way too many goals against us. Luckily, he's leaving on a free to Napoli, so I'm happy about that. But he's been a real pain. He's a pain. It was just a long ball over the top, and he just beat our center backs, including Matsima, who, despite his pace, just wasn't paying attention. Then we went to their place the next game, and they beat us on a penalty in the 20th minute. So then we had the knockout, the draw for the Europa League, second round knockouts, and we drew Porto. I think we raced to see who that would be. After the Copa del Rey match, maybe, or not. I'm not quite sure. And that was also a 2-2 draw on the road to open. And so, it's just like Valencia in the Copa del Rey. That's not worrisome. It's fine. Everything will be fine. They actually controlled that game significantly. They were large and in charge. But we managed to grab 2 goals, and very happy about that to make it even headed back to the home leg. I expect to see a much more timid design from them. Since the win over Real Madrid, things have been going great in the league. A road win over Real Betis, a home win over Real Madrid. I don't know what it is. I got their number this year. A road win over Real Oviedo, a home win over Espanyol that lost to Valencia, breaking our streak, and then a home win over Malaga. The wins over Malaga and Real Oviedo were kind of ugly wins. Our scoring hasn't been great. This was an 89th minute header on a corner. This was a penalty in the 30th. We didn't score against Valencia in either of these 2 games. So I'm not feeling terribly confident in our offense right now, but our defense is definitely holding up. Porto here, they scored 2 goals. They had an XG of 3.5. They were in control. They put in a bunch of shots, but our D did a good job of holding them down to that. So that's what we're broadcasting here. The second game of the Europa League. Everything is set pretty much beyond that. So if we beat Porto here, we will face the winner of Villarreal and Antwerp. Which, let's see, obviously you would bet on it being Villarreal, and they're up 3-0 on Antwerp, so it'll probably be a La Liga rematch duel. If we manage to beat, presumably, Villarreal, then we will get the winner of Valencia, Atalanta, and Real Sociedad. Really, the Europa League is the Spanish league. There's other teams in here, but the Spaniards, this is our tier. I mean, Real and Barca are obviously, handling the Champions League, but then this next tier, there's, 4 or 5 teams that just securely fall into the Europa League bunch, and we're one of them now, I hope. So yeah, that's where we're at. So we're actually rooting for Valencia in the Copa del Rey because they will be facing Elche. If Valencia wins, that means there will be a 7th spot available to European football, and so we don't have to necessarily run one of these teams down. We can just maintain where we're at, though it might mean we're playing in the Conference League next year if we don't go far in the Europa League. But if Elche wins, then they get a spot, and I think we might be on the outside looking in, which would be disappointing. Again, assuming we don't make a run in the Europa League, which we can still do. Can we? Let's see. Here we are. Yes, they were playing a 4-2-3-1 against us last time, which certainly can put pressure on our defense, but certainly creates openings for us to put pressure back on them and score, as they don't have they've got 4 guys forward. Even if those guys are dipping back, they're just dipping back. They're not as defensively aligned as we are, with 3 players forward and 2 of them dipping back. We are going with what's pretty much our conventional starting lineup. Sami Hamidi, Matsima, Sessignon right in front of Babangida. A Daniel Sau, Gayabua triangle there. Youssef is out with a minor injury, so he might usually be in the discussion, but isn't today. Traore, Jajaje, and Kawio up top. Let's take it to the map. Not map. This isn't Carmen Sandiego. I kind of wish it was. I love that game. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? See, this is just, lousy AI. Bertrand Traore seems to be playing a different position today. He is? He's playing left wing. Look at this form. He's played every single game at left wing. Left wing. He's a left winger for us. Whatever. I'll just hit the answer that I know gives us positive results, but it's dumb. He's a left winger for us. Why are you saying anything different? Away goals allegedly matter. I never know exactly how it is, how much it matters. Like, if this is a 0-0 draw, do I just win because, I scored 2 road goals, or do we go to extras anyways? And then if Gaibu up to Daniels got a bit of a break, come on, Chad. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Do we have to go to extra time? And if it's still 0-0 in extra time, then we win without having to go to PKs because it's road goals. I don't know exactly when it triggers. Ball's played up to Kalia, plays it into JJ. Unfortunately, blocked by defender. Daniels up to Traore. Ooh, like the chance. Good save by Alte. But we'll get a corner. Sessignon will fire it in for the boys. Nope, they headed out, and Sessignon will take another attempt. Probably looking for either Matsima or JJ on the short post. JJ finds it off the woodwork. Again, 2 woodworks, first 4 minutes. Not loving it. Got a little bit of possession advantage. Vieira there has picked up a yellow card for Porto. And they're going to have an in-swinging corner here from Nuno Santos. Going back post. And, no, just popped up, and Mortala Sau is the first one there. Unfortunately, just completely dispossessed by Torreira. And it looks like he might had slid in there to dispossess back, but no, pass. Dangerous opportunity, but they launch it wide. And we're still live. No score. Matsima has the ball for us and plays it back to Babangida. Their pressing forward is pressing. Shocking, I know. Immediately taps it over to Gayabua, who plays it long to Kawio. Does have a step. Will get the ball on the end of his foot. Strongly left-footed. Sessignon plays it in. JJ with the header. Yeah. Close. Real close. But right into the goalkeeper's hands. Sure, press Santos. Santos is their complete wing-back on the left. Sammy will throw it back to Hamidi, and he'll evaluate his options. Play it up with Gayabua, and probably back to Hamidi. Yep. I'm going to move to Babangida there and see if we can create an opportunity. Probably play it out. No. I guess we're not playing it out to Sammy. There was Sammy on the retreat. Might just have to lump it forward to break it around. No, okay. Reversing field did create an opportunity there to work it slowly up, just like the way I like it. Daniels lays it forward. JJ. Unfortunately, he just launches, and yeah, not so much. Let's give him another encouraging shout. It's time. Come on, boys. Traore is going to track it down, play it back to the defenders. Kick about between the defenders and center back, and Traore, who is slid back a bit. Sammy doesn't really have an angle on his man, but plays it into Daniels, who lays it forward for Traore. Does get to it. A pivot back to Daniels. Pivot and turn it into Traore, who taps to JJ. Chip long for Cowio. Pivots back. JJ. Oh, good save by Alte. Damn him. Ball's put back in. Oh, I do not want to see Alte's rating. It's going to be far too good and will make my blood boil. Boiling blood. Chad Daniels is going to be the first one back to the ball. It looks like Cessignon would have been onside if he wanted to go that route. Cowio might not be, but saved by Alte, and it looks like we will get the corner, and it won't be a raised flag. Come on. Find Jajade. Find Matsima. Get us this goal. Matsima off the goalkeeper's hands. Oh, just so much pressure, but no release. And Alte jumps in and grabs it. Here in the dying embers of the first half. In swinger. Ball's going to go back to Santos. Launched over the top. And we'll initiate, but I don't imagine anything will happen before, yes, we get to the end of the half. We've certainly had the better of the XG duel. Unfortunately, that hasn't converted to actual goals. They have won the possession duel so far, equal on passes completed. We've committed more fouls, but their one foul was worth a yellow card. And we're winning the corner battle, as it were. They haven't actually put any on target. We've made their goalkeeper save it 7 times. I figured that would make them happy, because, well, I am happy we've had so many shots on target. Let's just slide one past. Okay, I was wondering if we could get the opposition's rating here. It doesn't look like it. Let us... adjust all of our assignments, and apparently with no yellow cards early, we can tackle hard on a lot of their players. Get in there. And they will initiate. Yeah, I would like to see the goalkeeper's rating so I can be annoyed by how good he's playing against us. And Traore takes that as a invitation to just stick his leg in. Yeah, Alte's on a 7.6. Dick. Their two center midfielders are doing well as well, but no one else on their team is popped a particularly exciting rating. Don't you just love it when we get to sit here and look at a sad screen of some ratings kind of flickering back and forth and absolutely nothing happening on the field? Mortalis Sao is the first team. Remarkable. We spent 22 minutes there and nothing. Luckily, we cut off the angle on Anderson, but they will get a corner here. In swinger with Torreira. Going back post. Vasquez unfortunately can't do anything other than drop it right into Babangita's lap. And it's time to start thinking about what we're doing in terms of substitutions. We're probably going to hold them given the likelihood of extra time. I think in my limit... Callio? No, just lifts it over the net. I think in my limited understanding of the rules that we'll go to extra time as things stand, but if extra time remains equal, we'll win on away goals and not have to do penalties. I think... but I don't want to just pack it in right now and try and play defensively. That's a recipe for disaster. That'll just allow them to pressure us too much. We're doing... What a save from Babangida just to keep us in this. We want to play our style of football. We want to keep ourselves in this game. So we're going to just keep an eye on who truly needs a break, since we might have another 30 minutes to play. And some consideration will go into... Oh, Manuel, please, man, just end their suffering. End my suffering. Have a long think, try and identify the proper person to pass it to. Despodov's first one there. Sessignon is back in that formation. Does a decent job holding him up and briefly dispossessing. Don't really love that bit of passing there, but in the end, not punished. 90th minute. Okay. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Sammy with the throw-in up to Traore. Ugh, ball's just drifting free. Terrible. Good enough job by the defender to get in the way. I really don't love how much they pass back to the goalkeeper there in short range. Okay, I'm going to pull Mortala. He's definitely extra gassed. We don't really have a good option in terms of... I think they're going to end the game on this clip. So we'll move Gayabua up there and bring in Riyadh. But the way things were acting, I don't think we're getting a window to sub. Anderson chipped forward to Kaweme. He was a substitute, so he might have some fresh legs. Let's... Yep, like I thought, extra time. We actually haven't been the better side in the second half. It was, at best, dead even, and I think they created the better chances. We were definitely the better side in the first half. So I'd like us to regain that if we can. We do bring in Riyadh for Sao. It's a bit of a defensive move, given Riyadh's basically a center back who will be playing defensive midfielder, but that's nothing new for him. He does that aplenty. Sao is our Metsala, who we pushed back. Daniels is gassing. Sessignon's gassing. I hate taking off Sessignon here, but I don't want to get beat down the edge. Ananu just isn't the player he is, and also Sessignon's actually a very good penalty taker if it did come to that, but I suppose given both teams would need to score 2, I think, to take it to penalties, I shouldn't be too let penalties dictate what I'm doing. Unfortunately, Daniels is the next player I would take off, but he's playing at center mid attack, and we just don't... Youssef is usually who'd be play there. We could move Gayabua there, but then we just still need a replacement on center mid Mitsala. So really I'm going to have to find one of my 3 attacking players and put them in at center mid. Let's go ahead and just make the Sessignon change right now, or as soon as we can, and then we'll follow up with the Daniels change shortly thereafter as we evaluate which of the... Yeah, I'm going to play that. Wow, okay. Just tries to beat Sammy instead of playing it out to Dedek there. That seemed like the obvious play for me from the start. But I guess if Dedek's going to make terrible decisions like that... Oh, Jaja J is tripped by Torreira. That'll get him a yellow card. Unfortunately, not a second yellow card. Alright, who can go in for Daniels? Santos has no experience playing as a center midfielder. Musa Michael does have a tiny bit and also can play left wing. 6 marking, 4 tackling. Charles Abbey doesn't really, but he does have okay marking tackling comparatively. Let's check Santos. Santos is 5'2". It's definitely not Santos. Santos is straight an attacking player. Musa Michael is 60. I'm gonna do Charles Abbey. I'm gonna put him at a unnatural position over Musa Michael. I think he's just a better player. Gaibua plays it to Riyadh. Kawio. Also in the possibilities of our center mid on attack is one of our usually positions that scores the most. Obviously it goes striker first, then right inside forward. But Traore's got a step, plays it back across. Kawio can't do anything with it. But center mid attack is usually our second or third best scorer. And Abbey is a much better scorer than Musa Michael in my experience. Riyadh plays up to Kawio, does have a step. Plays it in. Gaibua looking for Charles Abbey. If he's onside, assistants raise his flag. Gotta stay onside, dude. Stay on our feet. I think it's time to use our bonus sub. Let's take off Kawio and put on Jeffrey Santos. And hope he can light a spark here in the second half of extra time. They will start possession this half. And they have to know they need something to go their way. Sure, up to Anderson. Dedek, Despodov. Torreira. Certainly we're going to have some heavy legs on our side, and they are as well. Hamidi does a good job staying with his man there. Let's give a shout. So you can rise some spirits. Riyadh, Gaibua, Matsima. Out to Ananu. Bombs it forward. Oh, Santos on a run out. Has a step. Can he find an angle? No, he took it out. But JJ, no. Come on. The boy's spirits are mostly lifted. Hamidi is a little disgruntled. He's probably just that tired that no matter what I say, it's not going to resonate. But he does still easily cut in on that pass. Nice interception. Just kind of bomb it long. I'm fine with that. Shit, fuck. Yep, that kind of says it all right there. Not enough press on Douglas Luiz. Not enough press on Koueme. Ananu doesn't do a good job of sticking with him. And the center backs are kind of don't they cut out, and Babangida doesn't make a remarkable play at it. We have basically the 1 minute of extra bonus stoppage time, and yeah. Paul's played for Santos. He's got the gas, but unfortunately it's just a tapper on the short side of the keeper. That will give us a corner. In-swinger here from Traore. Ball pops out. Still time. Santos dribbling around. Switching out to Sammy. Plays it forward to Santos. Oh, Jeffrey! Hasn't scored in 7 straight hours for us. He came in and scored 2 goals in like his first 2 games and has been stone cold since then. Our team has not responded well to pressure situations. These second legs have just been absolutely horrific. We won the XG battle, despite not winning the possession battle, but just I don't know what to say. We're struggling in the offensive zone. If it's just tired legs, yay, $1.42 million. Thank goodness, because we are over payroll budget right now. players have escalators in their contract on like number of games played, and I think it was Mortal who got a raise off of that. But yeah, so that's where we're at now. Unfortunately, we are now both out of the Europa League and Copa del Rey on 2201s. Again, I wish I could diagnose this. Why are we so anti-clutch? Scoring goals has been a bit of a struggle here lately, but I think it's a problem in La Liga as well in general for us. 34 goals, XG of 43. We're underperforming our XG by about 9. It's pretty dramatic. So yeah. Our defense, on the other hand, doing. Our defense is kind of almost getting the same performance, so maybe we're lucking out in that way. But interesting. Right now it's filled out the 7th spot for us. I don't know if that means, a team in the Europa League that could have secured Champions League spot, or a Champions League team that could have secured a Champions League spot that they weren't, has just opened up, or why we just opened up that 7th spot for possibility. But I don't know. If we want to play European football next year, the only way is through La Liga. And so we're going to need to have a strong performance in the last 9 games? 9 games of the year. We have 3 straight home games, a theoretical easy one against Cadiz, and then more difficult ones against Villarreal and Sevilla. But it is 3 home games. We have a pair of road trips, one to Bilbao, which will be pretty clutch since we're sitting right next to them in the standings, and theoretically an easier one against Rayo Vallecano. A home game against Gijón, which should be a win, and a home game against Osasuna, who's fallen back to a much more reasonable spot for where team quality they are. And then a big scary road trip to Barcelona, when we're going to need any and all points we can get for concluding the season with this road trip to a bad Alaves team. So I think there's a pretty decent point potential in here. And I will be back with the year-end roundup. And hopefully we will have a game where we are playing for something and not just... it'll be a exciting match we can fritter away instead of just showing you a pointless game and talking about what has happened. Thank you so much for joining me. Please log in and tell me how I'm pronouncing Orajai's name wrong. Orajai? Yeah, that guy. Him. Divock. Yeah. Dick. So, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back with you soon with that end of year update, Europa League, Conference League contention match, and I hope you have a very lovely day. See you soon.